the context toolbar. Now this toolbar, as soon as I'm going to click on the line, you'll notice that the toolbar did update. So if I go and select text, it will give me some text related commands. If I press escape and I click on dimensions, it will give me dimensions related commands. Now move my pointer to the start of the context toolbar. I can reposition it, can be a floating toolbar. I can lock it at any stage. I can say lock toolbar. Now I will see that if I left click, it will not allow me to move this toolbar. So I go back to my unlock option. As I move my pointer, I'm going to left click and now I can drag it and I can reposition my toolbar.
So now I'm going to show you how to enhance your presentation by using subdivisions. I'm just going to show you a picture here quickly. As you can see, there's different colors. There's a gray color, there's a purple color. So we're going to tell Caddie now exactly content that's in the front is going to be a dark grayish color, and the more we go back to the back of my model, I want it to be a lighter gray color. I'm going to show you now how to set that up. Now first of all, we're going to create a vertical section from your model again. So we go back to the main model. But this time, I'm going to ask Caddie, I'm going to include the building there at the back as well. So I'm going to go to vertical section, quick section, indicate the start point. I'm going to hold down my tab key, E for end, and I'm going to make sure I include the building at the back. And then Caddie asks us, indicate position for section. Okay, now that it created the elevation, now we're going to add the subdivisions. On my left hand side at the top, you will see there's the context toolbar. You will see that there's a command that's called subdivision. So I'm going to click on the command, and then Caddie will ask us, indicate section line. So I'm going to click on the section line, and at the moment I'm not too much worried about the distances. You'll see that if I say new, it will start one 3 meter away. And then I'm going to say new, that next one will be 6 meter, new 9 meter, because I'm going to drag it to a specific point where I want to divide the areas. So I've got 1, 2, 3. I'm going to say OK, and as you can see at the bottom, they've created the subdivision. So at any stage, I can select the subdivision. I've got the cyan triangle. Now, if I left click, I can now just move it.
In this exercise, I've already imported my X, Y, and Z points by using a text file. The text file consists of my Y value, my X value, and my Z value. So now we're going to triangulate it. But before we're going to triangulate it, I'm going to make a copy of this DTM. So I'm going to select it, save a copy on my keyboard, pick the origin, and I'm going to place a copy next to it. So now we go back to our original model, and the command that we're going to use to triangulate my site is under my DTM application and in a subcolumn triangulate. My selection, I'm going to ask Caddie to define with a rectangle. My layer, I'm going to ask Caddie to create my polyface mesh on layer number 7, or I can create a new layer and I'm going to use pen number 7. So as soon as I say OK, then Caddie will ask me to select entities. So I'm going to define with my rectangle, and as soon as I orbit my model, now you will see that there's my DTM model in 2D wireframe. So now I can change it to long shaded or flat shaded. There's my model. In this exercise, I'm going to show you how to write joint angle text. Now, as you can see here, it's degrees, minutes, and seconds, and with the length between the 2 points. Now, when we set the survey mode, by default, when you just start a normal drawing, your 0 starts at 3 o'clock, and the angle is anti-clockwise. As you can see, 0, 90, 180, and 270. When we start this exercise, I ask you to set the survey mode. You enable the survey mode, and we switch on Southern Hemisphere, so we're below the equator. So now, Cartesian level change. So my survey starts now at the bottom, and now it's clockwise, 90 degrees, 180, and 270. So if I go to another drawing, here I've got a site. I'm going to switch off my image at the back. and I'm going to apply it. Now there's a difference between if you walk from north to south or from south to north. So I'm going to use exactly the same command. The command that I'm going to use is under my commands, right join text. Caddie will ask me, do I want to display it in a dialog box, buffer line, or right on drawing? And my angle dimension will be degrees, minutes, and seconds. Decimal 0. Do I want to display the length? Yes. And my decimal will be 1 on the length. As soon as I say OK, Caddie will ask me, indicate join first point. So I change to auto snap, indicate my first point and my second point. Now I will get my degrees 270. Now because I indicate from left to right. So if I'm going to indicate from right to left, now it will give me a different value. Because now I walk from right to left and not from left to right. And that's what we're going to apply now on this side of line. I'm going to go clockwise. So I can press spacebar, or I can just click on a command again, right on drawing, degrees, minutes, and seconds, everything stays the same. I'm going to say OK, change to auto snap. I'm going to indicate first point, second point, first point, second point, first point, second point. And there's my text on my drawing. So if I'm going to take my, let's call it my symbol, I'm going to place it here at one of the corners just to double check. I've got a value here of 7 degrees, 17 minutes and 45 seconds. So if I go to my survey mode icon, now you will see there's my 0, there's my 97 degrees. It makes sense. So that's how you make use of right join angle text on your drawing.
The first thing that we're going to do, we're going to set up your environment. So in the subcolumn, the first command says environment set. And in this dialog, we're going to focus on your location as well as your north angle. My sun position is set by city. If you know what is the latitude, longitude coordinates, then you can make use of lat long. But I know this is in Bloemfontein, so I'm going to set my position sun by city. I'm going to select my country. You're going to select your city from the drop down, or you can make use of the magnifying glass and you can type in Bloemfontein. It picks up the city, and as you can see the latitude, longitude. I'm going to say OK, and now I'm going to define my north angle. Now as soon as you move your pointer over the degrees, Caddie will tell you the north angle defines where north is in the middle. This is needed to calculate the position of the sun at any time of the day on a given date. If you know what is the angle, you can type in the angle. Then as you can see, you've got your date that you can select, as well as your time that you can give it a specific time. So I've created 3 different renders. The one is at 10 o'clock, 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock, so that you can see this shadow. So my scheme is set to day clear sky. So this first render, as you can see, that is done at 10 o'clock in the morning. The second render is done at 1 o'clock. Have a look at the shadows. And the third one is done at 4 o'clock. So it's 10 o'clock, 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock.